welcome back to my channel. My name is Maham and I crochet cute things. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make a matching set of bookmarks. This is the perfect Valentine's Day gift idea for your reader, friends, or family who read, and it's the perfect way to get them to think of you or be reminded of you every time they read. I'm originally making this set for my sister and I feel like she doesn't miss me enough when I'm away from home for university, and we always have the best time talking and laughing till 3 to 4 a.m. every time we're reading a book together. She's 14, I'm 19, but we read the same young adult fantasy books. So yeah, we always have such a good time, and I want her to be reminded of me every time she reads a book so that she texts me or calls me wanting to tell me about it, because I do the same. I text her and call her all the time if I'm reading a really good book, but she doesn't return the favor. So I'm hoping that this simple little crochet bookmark will remind her to. Let's go over the method really quickly so that you are able to crochet this on your own if you can. We're going to be using pixel grid crochet or tapestry crochet methods. I'm going to be showing you the grid, and there are two ways to make the matching set. Either you can follow the same grid to make two identical pieces and then just flip one of the pieces to get the other side of the heart. Or if you want to make it a little bit neater and have the stitches be more uniform rather than one side being really good and the other side being not as good, then what you can do is you can take the grid, you can flip it, and then follow the new grid and crochet another bookmark. So that way you'll have two sides on both bookmarks that are to your liking, rather than having one side that's probably really good and then another side that's probably not. So those are the two ways to do it. In the next part of the video, I'm going to be crocheting the bookmark with you step by step and row by row, but let's first talk about all the helpful links that I've put in the description box. The first link is to the pixel grid itself, which is posted on my Pinterest. You can refer to that. If you already know how to pixel grid crochet, you can continue along and have it next to you. The second link is to the written pattern on my blog, so you don't have to keep rewatching this video again and again when you're making bookmarks later on. Sorry, I keep fixing my hair, keeps falling on my face. So you can refer to the written pattern and you won't have to keep rewatching this. And the third link is to my guide to pixel grid crochet. If you think that this bookmark is too small and you don't really like it, you want to make the size a little bit bigger, a little bit longer, then in my guide to pixel grid crochet, I show you how to create your own pixel grids, and following that you can make your own bookmark. So you can have like the heart design, but you can probably increase the size of the heart, you can increase the size, the width, the length, you can do anything you like, and all the tools and methods that I use to crochet my own pixel grids are included in that video, and the link is in the description box. This is going to be my last video with my cats for a while, so here is them just completely taking up my workspace. I'm using 100% acrylic yarn for this project. It is a size appropriate for a 4.5mm hook. For my color scheme, I'm going to be using this contrasting heart color for the background and then the white for the heart, so it can be like a matching set but also different at the same time. So you're going to take the color that you want to start off with, and you're going to be making a slip knot. Now this tutorial is beginner friendly, so I'm going to try to do everything a little bit slowly. So to make a slip knot, you wrap the yarn around your fingers like this, making sort of an X. And there are lots of different ways to do this, but this is what I like to do. I just grab the yarn and I'm holding on to the ends and I just pull, and you're going to have your slip knot. Now we're going to be chaining the same number as the number of boxes in our pixel grid, which I'm going to put up over here. So our pixel grid has 6 boxes, so we're going to be chaining 6. To chain, make sure you have some tension, grab onto the yarn and pull it through. That's 2 chains, 3, 4, 5, and 6. After we've got our 6 chains and the base of our piece, this does not count as a row in the pixel grid, it's just the base of our work. We're going to be making our turning chain, and this turning chain doesn't count as a stitch, it's just to help us start a new row. And then you're going to be inserting a single crochet into the second chain from your hook. To make a single crochet, insert your hook, pull up a loop, and then yarn over, pull through both the loops on your hook. And now go into every chain and insert 1 single crochet. And at the end of this row, you should have a total of 6 single crochets. Now to start a new row, we're not going to be doing our turning chain. To get a neater edge, I usually skip the turning chain, and instead what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn my work, and then I'm going to be inserting a single crochet in each of the stitches, starting from this very first one over here. So this stitch right over there, I'm going to be inserting my hook into that place like that, so in that very first stitch of the row, and then I'm just going to make a single crochet. And now we're going to insert 1 single crochet in each stitch. When we're working with pixel grids, each stitch counts as a box. So since we have 6 boxes, we do 6 stitches in every row. And then the number of lines in your pixel grid is the number of rows that you have to do. So once you're done with your second row, you're going to be doing 9 more rows of just single crochets. And don't do a turning chain to start a new row. You just turn your work, insert your hook into that very first stitch of the row, and you just single crochet. And I'm going to check back with you guys once I have a total of 11 rows of single crochet with my contrasting color. Over here, I'm going to be doing my very last single crochet in my 11th row. For pixel grid crochet, you always have to switch colors on the previous stitch or the last stitch of the previous color. So this is my last stitch with purple, and in my next row I have to do 1 single crochet with white. So I'm going to be switching colors on this last stitch over here. To switch colors, you insert your hook into the stitch, pull up a loop, but then don't complete the single crochet. Instead, take the color that you want to attach, make a little loop with it like that, and then slide the loop through. Make sure that your purple is crossed over and you're holding onto it like that. Just slide the loop through to complete the single crochet like that. And then you can tighten your work. And now you're going to be making white or whatever color you're using your working yarn. You're going to turn your work, and then you're going to insert your hook into that very first stitch. This is going to be a bit confusing. So right over here, that stitch, we need to insert our hook through it. And just go under the yarn like that. And now since white is our working yarn, you're going to be holding onto it and working over your purple and the end. Just make a regular single crochet. But then if you look at our pixel grid, we have to do purple stitches next. So again, you're going to have to switch color because this is our last stitch with white. So you're going to cross over to switch colors, and you're going to make purple your working yarn, and you're going to slide the purple through like that. And I'm just going to tighten the white a little bit. And now we're going to be doing 5 single crochets with purple, just like in our pixel grid crochet, and we're going to be carrying our white with us. So we're carrying the white until we need to use it again. We're going to be starting our next row. You're going to cross over the yarn that you're carrying, and then turn your work, and then insert your hook into the very first stitch of the row. Make sure it is the first stitch, like that, and then follow the grid. So we have to do 4 single crochets with purple, and since the 4th single crochet will be our last single crochet with this color, we're going to be switching to our next color on the 4th stitch. To switch, you cross over your yarn, grab and make the other yarn your working yarn, and now we're going to be doing 2 single crochets with white. And in the next row, we have to do 3 single crochets with white. So to start a new row, I'm just going to turn my work, insert my hook into that very first stitch of the row, and since the 3rd stitch with white will be my last of this color, so I'm going to be switching to purple and making it my working yarn. Like that, and now I have to do 3 single crochets with purple to end this row, and then we're going to be starting our next row. So turn your work, insert your hook into the very first stitch. And now we have to do 2 single crochets with purple. So we're going to be switching on the second stitch since it is our last with purple. Cross over, grab your yarn, make it your working yarn. And now we're going to be doing 4 with white. And now in our next row, we have to do 5 single crochets with white. So turn your work, insert your hook into the first stitch of the row. Now do 5 single crochets with white and then switch on your 5th single crochet. If you're a beginner, it's really helpful to keep count. And it's also a great way to learn how to follow reading patterns. This is my 5th single crochet, cross over, and make purple or any other color you're using your working yarn. Got to do 1 with this color. And it's completely normal for your work to get tangled like that. That's completely fine. It's something that's completely normal in pixel grid crochet. And as you can see, this is the side that I want to use, and this is what my bookmark looks like right now. It's contrasting colors and I think it looks so cute. The purple one does look a little bit thicker. It's because the purple yarn is a bit thicker. So I recommend making sure that your yarn is kind of nearly the same size. In the next row, we're going to be doing 1 with purple, so we're going to be switching on the same one. So don't complete it, just cross over, make white your working, oh sorry, sorry, I lost track. But basically, finish it with purple. We got to do 2 with purple. Cross over, make white your working yarn. And now we're going to be doing 3 with white, and on the 3rd we're going to be switching to purple. Switch, and then 1 stitch with purple. And now we're technically done with the heart shape. I'm just going to stretch it out a bit because my stitches are really tight, but that's what it looks like right now. And it's going to look better once I add that row on top. But once you're done with your hearts, you're not going to need this yarn anymore. Oh, I'm so sorry about the hair that's being crocheted with my work right now. But once you're done with the white, do 1 more row while carrying it so you don't have to weave it in, and then you can cut it off, and I'm going to show you how I do that. So, and once I've carried it a bit, maybe to like the 2nd last stitch, you can just cut it off. So get your scissor and just cut it really close. And now you can just do the next rows only with purple, just like we did before. It's the same steps. I'm going to show you what my bookmarks look like together now. And look, it's a cute little heart. This is what my 2 bookmarks look like. I kind of wish that I'd used the same colors for both because it looks kind of weird and not exactly what I imagined it to be. So I am going to be making another one and see which one looks better. But once you're done, to fasten off your work, you can chain 2 and then just cut your yarn, pull and tighten. And now I'm going to show you how to just weave in your ends really quickly. To do this, you're just going to take your hook, insert it through the back of a stitch like that, and then pull the end through, making it a little bit tight, and then go into the back of every stitch at the top and just pull the yarn through it. And it's kind of like weaving your ends in, but directly with your hook, and you don't need a needle or anything else. So I think I figured out why this one's so much more wobbly. The white yarn is 100% acrylic yarn, and this one's kind of like a cotton acrylic mix, so it's softer and not as sturdy as the 100% acrylic yarn. You can just tell. So if you do have 100% acrylic yarn, I would recommend that you use that for your bookmark rather than cotton or any other blend. I've put my bookmarks under the stack of heavy books, and then I'm going to show you what they look like once they're all flattened. I'm going to leave them for a few hours and then come back to them later. Coco and I are reading a book together with our matching bookmarks.